Yeah, we back, man. We back. Let's talk about it, man. You already know what time it is. Take a look up on the screen. Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Now, where do we even begin? When was the last time we've seen a black man fumble the bag like this? Because if you remember, around that time that incident happened, I believe it was around the pandemic, Tory Lanez was on the top of the world, man. He had the IG Live thing popping. I remember he had like 200,000 people in an IG Live chat room at once. He had a mixtape out that was going crazy. He had singles moving in the streets on the radio every 10 minutes. He was really that guy. During that time, he was really that guy, probably making the most money he ever made in his life, topping the charts, the most he ever topped them in his life, collaborating with the biggest artist that he ever collaborated with in his life, hanging out with Kylie Jenner and all that. Man, listen, we have not seen a black man fumble the bag like this in a very long time. I mean, has there been a black man in this century so far that has fumbled the bag like this, end up with a 10-year prison sentence after making like $10 million in like 1 year? Come on, bro. Come on, man. We got to talk about it, bro. We got to talk. It's a lot of lessons for black men to learn in this. I'm not even going to focus so much on what happened in the courtroom. I'm going to use this as a case study, as a learning lesson for brothers to understand. Do not fumble the bag. Do not fumble the bag, especially not over no woman. Especially not over no woman that's going to be hanging out with the next man right after you get sent to prison. Man, listen. Oh, my God, bro. Oh, my goodness. First of all, how old is Tory Lanez, man? So we get to see, okay, you 31. Damn, bro. Damn. I mean, he probably not going to do all 10 years. So he probably going to come out when he's like in his late 30s. But still, to lose your entire 30s, man, the 30s is not what you want to lose, because you, as a man, you spend your 20s laying that foundation. You spend your 20s laying the foundation for your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. So to lose your 30s when you're supposed to finally be able to enjoy the money and the foundation that you established, to lose your 30s, to lose that time and to be back in your 40s. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Anyways, let's get into it, man. Take a look up on the screen. Tory spoke for several minutes. He said he still cares about Megan. He called her someone that I still care for dearly, still to this day, regardless of what you may think of him. He said the victim is my friend. He talked about bonding with her over the loss of their mothers. We both lost our mothers. We would sit there and drink until we got numb. I'm going to talk about that too. You're just sitting there again drinking and drinking. We're going to talk about that. And about the shooting, Tory said, I said some very immature things that I shouldn't have said. I revealed some secrets that I should not have revealed. Now, wow. Okay, let's jump into the article now. Take a look up on the screen. The charges stem from a dispute after Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion and her former assistant Kelsey Harris left a pool party at Kylie Jenner's home in Los Angeles on July 12, 2020. As the driver, Jaquan Smith was shuttling them around in a Cadillac Escalade. An argument erupted in the vehicle and moved outside onto the sidewalk in the Hollywood Hills. According to prosecutors in court, Megan began walking away. She heard Tory Lanez shout, "Dance, bitch," and began shooting a 9mm pistol at her feet, injuring her so that she drops to the ground and crawled to safety. Now, let's go back to what Tory Lanez said when he said that him and Megan Thee Stallion would just sit around and drink until they were numb. Let's talk about that real quick. First of all, brothers, let this be a lesson. Okay? Maybe he forgot that he was at work. But you and Megan Thee Stallion, you guys are colleagues, right? You guys are in the same business, in the same industry. If you are collaborating with another artist, it should be about business. Whatever you're doing, it should be about business. When you're collaborating with somebody else, you are doing business with somebody else, you should be focused on business. You do not sit around drinking until you're numb. Number one, if you want to live long, if you want to live a long, healthy, prosperous life, brothers, don't sit around drinking. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the women. I'm talking to my brothers. Everybody knows Megan Thee Stallion. She's an alcoholic. I'm not worried about the women. The women can handle their own shit. I'm talking to the men today. I'm talking to the men, brothers. And listen, I love rum. I love drinking some rum. I got a goddamn bottle of Disaronno right next to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love rum. I love my liquor. I love that, bro. I do, but in moderation. And when I'm handling business, I'm not drinking until I get numb. And if you followed the case, then you already understand how the story played out. You see, when they were at Kylie Jenner's house, Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, they were at Kylie Jenner's house, and also Megan's assistant and her best friend Kelsey was there too. Tory Lanez was smashing both Kelsey Harris and Megan Thee Stallion. So he was smashing Meg and her best friend, like I told you. Around that time, Tory Lanez was popping in the streets, right? Tory Lanez was mobbing in the streets heavy. He was that guy. He was hot in the streets. So yeah, he was smashing Megan Thee Stallion and he was smashing her homie. And he was at Kylie Jenner's house and he was trying to smash on Kylie Jenner, right? So Megan Thee Stallion got upset because number one, he was smashing her and her best friend, and he was flirting with Kylie Jenner in front of her. And he told Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey, listen, go back to the hotel. You know, I'm gonna send a driver for you, and I'm gonna stay here with Kylie Jenner so I can smash Kylie Jenner, right? So Megan got upset. So Megan came back to the house, was, you know, banging on you. Yo, you know how it is when women get upset and they get jealous. You know how it is, bro. So she making a scene. She, you know, banging on the door. You know what I mean? So Kylie Jenner kicks them all out the house. You see, this is what Tory should have done. But like I said, when you sitting around drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking until you're numb, you're not going to make the best decision. So number one, brothers, the first lesson we got to understand, we're not supposed to sit around drinking and drinking and drinking, because now you sitting in prison for 10 years. Okay, you sitting in prison for you sitting in prison for 10 years, and the only thing you're gonna be able to do is sitting around thinking and thinking and thinking about what you could have done differently in that situation, right? Ain't gonna be no drinking and partying and hanging out at Kylie Jenner's house and smashing on celebrities. Ain't gonna be none of that luxury lifestyle no more, bro. You sitting up in the goddamn cage right now for 10 years with a bunch of degenerates. Bro, oh my god, bro. I'm telling you, if I was Tory Lanez, I would just find a rope. And I would just get out of here, bro. I would just exit the earth, because I'm not about to sit up in the goddamn prison for 10 years, bro. 10 years. How many months is 10 years? Bro, 10 years, that's 120 months, 521 weeks, 3,651 days. Oh my goodness, bro. I'd rather go meet the ancestors. I'm not about to sit amongst these smelly degenerates in this goddamn prison. I'm out. I'm out. Holla at me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do, me personally. But man, number one, what do I always tell y'all boys, man? What do I tell y'all boys when a woman is acting crazy? What do I do? What does Neferkari Dessalines do? I ghost them, bro. I ghost them. If a woman is acting crazy, I ghost them. What else did I tell you that I do? When a woman is acting crazy, showing up to my job, showing up to my house, showing up to the girl's house that I'm chilling with, because he was chilling with Kylie Jenner at the time. I remember I told you, the night that the incident happened, they were all at Kylie Jenner's house. Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, Megan's best friend, Kylie Jenner. They were all at Kylie's mansion. Tory Lanez was trying to smash on Kylie that night. He told Megan and her best friend, listen, I'm going to call the driver. I'm going to send the driver for you. I'm going to stay back with Kylie. Megan got upset. She came back around to the mansion. She started making a scene. What would I have done in that situation? Neferkari Dessalines, I believe in calling the police. I believe when a woman is engaging in disorderly conduct, because that's a crime. Engaging in disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, disturbing the peace, that's a crime, and you can call the police and get them detained. I call the police on women. If you make a scene, I'm calling the police. You put your hands on me, I'm calling the police. Bro, yo, I'm quick to call the police on a woman. I will call the white man so fast on you, bro. So Tory Lanez should have called the police. Once he told Megan Thee Stallion and her friend, listen, I'm gonna stay back with Kylie and just go. Once Megan came back making a scene, he should have called the police right there. He should have called the police and he should have ghosted Megan. He said, listen, I can't rock with you because you acting crazy. I can't rock with you. For my career, for the best of us both, I think we should just go our separate ways, man. We can still maintain a business relationship. We can still collaborate on music together, things like that, get money together, perform together. But as it relates to having a intimate relationship, I don't want to do that because you bugging out. You emotional. You love drinking too. You love drinking and drinking and drinking till you get numb. I don't want to do that. So his first mistake was sitting around drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking until he got numb. You an idiot for that. His second mistake was once you seen that she was acting crazy and acting belligerent because she was drinking just like you were drinking. You were drunk. She was drunk. You should have called the police immediately. You should have called the police, bruh. That was up in the goddamn Hollywood Hills or whatever they be at, where Kylie Jenner's house at. The police probably come to the damn house in like 45 seconds, bro. You should have called the police. And if Megan was really acting crazy like you claim, you should have got it on camera. Oh my God, you should have got it on camera. So when the police come, you can submit it to evidence. And I guarantee, instead of you getting arrested that night, she would have got arrested that night on a misdemeanor charge. They probably would have threw it out, no fine, no charge, no nothing. And then you would have just, after that, you would have been like, you know what, Meg? I think it's just best we just, remain friends or just remain colleagues and coworkers and just collaborate on business. And that's it. In terms of having an intimate relationship, I think it's best we separate business from pleasure. But you see, because you were sitting around drinking with Megan, drinking and we getting drunk, you were not thinking clearly. You were probably drunk as a goddamn joke. You were probably drunk as a skunk that night. Probably don't even remember what happened because you and Megan were so goddamn drunk. Bro, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, bro. You're an idiot. You got 10 years in prison and you were probably so drunk that you probably don't even remember what happened that night. So you probably don't even know why you're in prison. So if there are any lessons that black men can learn from this, number one, don't sit around just recreationally getting drunk and doing drugs with women up until the point that you turn numb. Like what Tory Lanez said, him and Megan just sitting around drinking until they can't even feel nothing no more. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're probably going to say something or do something that you're going to regret because you're drinking until you can't even feel anything. You're drinking until you're numb. That's not intelligent. Number two, when a woman gets emotional, when a woman gets belligerent, that's normal. Call the police, brother. Call the police. And once a woman triggers you enough to call the police, tell her after that, listen, I cannot deal with you anymore because you forced my hand to call the police because you were acting so out of pocket that I don't think that me and you maintaining a relationship is best for us. I think it's best we go our separate ways and maintain a friendship, and that's that, right? And then you could have just done whatever you wanted after that. You could have just continued on dealing with Kelsey, or you could have continued chasing after Kylie, or you could have just got somebody else, like a completely new woman. But because, number one, your first mistake was drinking alcohol, probably some drugs too. We know how y'all do it in Los Angeles. Probably snorting coke too. Probably doing all type of drugs over there. So number one, you are not operating with a clear mind. You did not have a sober mind. So you are operating off an inebriated mind. So the decisions you made were not intelligent decisions. Number one, it was always going to be stupid. Even Megan coming back around to the house, making a scene. She was drunk just like you, a bunch of drunk individuals. So your first mistake, brother, don't sit around getting drunk with women. Don't. Because guess what? Say, for example, you sitting around getting drunk with women and then you end up having intimate relations with her. Even though you were drunk too, that's also a crime because she cannot consent to any intimate relations if she is drunk. Now, I know, brothers, they might come on to you when they're drunk. When women get drunk, they get excited. They get, they want to go hop in the bed sometimes. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it because she might wake up the next morning talking about I was drunk. Bro, drugs, alcohol, you're asking for trouble, bro. You're asking for trouble. If you want to get drunk like that, you want to get high like that, do it by yourself, bro. Do it by yourself or do it with your homies that you can trust. Do it with your day one homies that you can trust. When I think about the situation, you can tell Tory Lanez is somebody who did not get women until he got the money and the fame and the power. Because the way he was dealing with the situation, you could tell he was way too emotional. You could tell this was somebody who did not deal with women until he got a little older and he got some money and he got some fame under his belt. Because if you were really a player, number one, a woman would have never got you out of pocket to the point where you had to pull out a weapon or any of that bullshit, bro. A woman will never get me out of pocket like that. If a woman bugging out like that, the only thing I'm going to pull out is my cell phone so I can call the police to have her detained. That's it. I'm not pulling out no weapon. I'm not pulling out a 9mm handgun. I'm not pulling out a Glock. I'm not pulling out the F&N. I'm not pulling out the goddamn assault rifle. I'm not pulling out a knife. I'm not pulling out a blade. I'm not pulling out no brass knuckles. I'm pulling out my cell phone and I'm calling the authorities to have you detained because you are acting rambunctious and I'm not with it, bro. I'm not with it. So I'm calling the white man on you right now. That's what you should have done, bro. That's what you should have done. Your first mistake, you sitting around getting drunk to the point where you getting numb. Stupid. Number two, your second mistake. When Megan began to act belligerent, you decided to act belligerent with her. You decided to feed into that bullshit with her. And as a man, you should have defused the situation and called the authorities or removed yourself from the situation and called your own driver and then just went back to the hotel or wherever you came from. You should have left the situation and you should have just ghosted her after that. You should have said, you know what? Me and her are not compatible. I'm gonna just distance myself. I'm gonna do my own thing. She can do her own thing. And right now, you would not be sitting in a goddamn prison cell sentenced for 10 years. You would have been at your house right now. You would have been having dinner right now. You'd have been smoking a blunt right now. You'd have probably been smashing some cheeks right now. But instead, you are in prison, my man. 10 years. Prison, my man. That's insane, my brother. That's insane, bro. Do you know how crazy the world is going to change over the next 10 years? We already got artificial intelligence popping up. You are going to come out. You are not even going to understand how the world operates, bruh. God damn. We haven't seen somebody fumble the bag like this in so long, bruh. But let this be a lesson to my brothers, man. Let this be a lesson. Let this be a case study. Let this be a case study. Don't ever let a woman get you emotional. Don't ever sit around doing drugs and drinking with a woman. I don't care if it's recreational. I don't care if she's introducing it to you. Do not sit around doing drugs, drinking alcohol with women. No, you do not do that, bro. You're just asking for trouble. You're just asking for trouble. Like, there's nothing good that can come out of that, bro. Another lesson before we get out of here. Brothers, when you see your homies bugging out, because Tory Lanez, I believe his driver was there too, or he had some homies there too. When you see your homies bugging out, you see a man is drunk, you see a man's is high, and he's bugging out. You as a man, you're supposed to pull your homie to the side, like, hey, bro, come on, man. I see you drunk right now, bro. Let's go back to the crib, bro. Let's relax. You know, you're not acting like yourself right now. I can see that you're under the influence of another spirit right now. Another spirit has taken possession of your body right now through your alcohol intoxication, through your drug-induced intoxication. Somebody should have pulled the homie to the side and be like, bro, you need to get in bed right now. You need to get into a bed and wake up tomorrow morning and start the day over. Okay, today was a disaster. Let's start the day over before we do something that we regret later. So unfortunately, Tory Lanez did not have anybody in his inner circle to pull him to the side. And as brothers, we got to have men in our inner circle that are willing to pull us to the side and actually keep it real with us, because Tory Lanez, I'm assuming he was the breadwinner of his circle. So when you're the most powerful man in your circle, you have a lot of yes men around you, right? So you need to make sure your circle is not composed of yes men. You need to have your circle composed of men that are going to tell you what it is to your face, because they love you like a brother and they want what's best for you. Unfortunately, Tory Lanez made a lot of mistakes, but let this be a lesson to black men who maybe in the future you might be in the position of Tory Lanez. Maybe not being a famous rapper or things like that, but you might be a multi-millionaire businessman. You might end up being a politician. You might end up being a diplomat. You might end up being a world famous author or an athlete. You might be a man of power, prestige, and influence. And when you are a man of power, prestige, and influence, there are certain guidelines and modes of operation that you have to abide by in order to maintain the power, success, and prestige that you have established, and not throw it down the toilet and get sent to prison for 10 years and everybody dancing and laughing at your misfortune. It's a shame, brother. It's a shame. But anyways, it's your boy Neferkari Desalegn back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen. And I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. No, they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling attention. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This is an art and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you in court. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.